Okay, there we go. Hi everyone, how's it going? All right, let's move on. Let's keep building the widget. So for today's episode, I think we should focus on first building the dialogue just a little bit, like add some inputs and the record button as well. And yeah, then we can take it from there. What I started doing right now, and I'll go through the changes, is to make sure that before we set up the widget, that we also have the replay integration, because we need the integration to be added before we add our widget, right? We're going to be using the integration. All right, cool. Let's jump in. All right, so as I mentioned, this is what I started doing. So I defined the hub, the client, and the replay integration private variables here in the class, so that when we enter the setup once, we actually obtain their values. And in case we don't have the replay integration, we should throw an error, right? We cannot use this widget if the replay integration is not present. And yeah, it's not so I don't know how we'll fix this, but yeah, maybe what I'm thinking about is maybe there are some issues with the order of how the actual integrations happen. So for example, if we look at the this is the website that we initialize Sentry on. So here's the integrations array. As you can see, we have the browser tracing first, we have the replay as the second one, and then we have the replay widget as the third one. I'm not sure if that's like synchronous or something like that, or if there's a way for us to make like a build like a dependency tree. First we need to that like this integration depends on this integration. Still not sure if that's possible, but yeah, that's what's up. So let's do some reading. Let's do some reading at first, and then we can move on to build the UI. All right, so there's the Sentry dev. There we go, the developer documentation. I think we'll find our answer here. Integrations. And where we need our own custom integrations, right? So we got like a setup once, and there's only one. Yeah, it's only the setup once command that we have. Let's see how we have developed the current integrations. Breadcrumbs. Okay, let's see the breadcrumbs integration. There we go. Export breadcrumbs, implement integration. We have the constructor right here, which we can use to get options from the outside. That's cool. And then there's the setup once, and it does all these things. Add instrumentation handler. Okay, where is that defined? Oh, it's from the utilities. Okay. Okay, so this is here, but we don't actually, maybe we use it as a property. Let's try another one. Okay, so check this out. This tries to get the integration, but it tries to get itself as an integration. If none of the informations, okay. So here's the if, otherwise we return the event. Okay. Maybe we should do that. Add global event processor. Let's see how, yeah, let's see how the behavior changes. Okay, so I'm going to grab the event right here. And then we can try doing this probably. And this probably shouldn't be here. I mean, like we should not be setting up the event. Let me see. I'm gonna add a debugger here. Oh, we already have this one. I'm gonna add the debugger there to see if we're going to be triggering that debug breakpoint a lot of times. Okay, so here's the first one. And now we can do a setup, for example. There's there's the hub. There's the client integrations. As you can see, we already have the integrations now. And also there's the replay integration. Okay, see that? There's the replay integration. Cool. So that means it's not null. And we'll call this, and we'll call the setup. But check this out. We should see this again. We should hit this debugger again. Or we didn't. Okay. Interesting. So the idea is to wait for the integrations to come in. Right? If we do it right there into the setup once, we probably don't have, yeah, we probably do not have access. There's the add instrumentation handler. And a lot of these functions actually use the add instrumentation handler. Let's see what that is. Utils. Instrument probably. Okay. So it gets the type, there's a callback, and there's the instrument. Yeah, well, I don't think we need to use this. So let's go back to the browser. Integrations, let's check out linked errors. But yeah, you see that again, we have the global event processor, and that's when we try to obtain, yeah, that's when we try to obtain the integrations. So I guess, yeah, I guess that's what we want to do, right? And there's a thing again. So we need to return the event. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's also do this in that case. So is installed. Let's make it a false. And when we do in setup, we perform the setup. And then at the bottom here, we want to say this dot is installed. Want to set this to true. And then check this out. Into the setup screen, actually here, if it's not installed, right? If it's not installed, then we're going to perform this and then return event, because we don't want to stop receiving events. Okay, cool. Okay, so this should happen only once, right? The setup. So when we do the setup, we have the replay widget setup log. So let's go into the console, refresh. There we go. You see how there was a slight delay up there? That's good. Okay. So the idea is to only, only set up once. So let's go here, and just for the sake of testing, I'm going to comment out the replay widget integration. Sorry. There we go. You see that? Let me zoom in. Replay widget, replay integration is required. Now we don't have the integration, right? So we do need the integration in order for our widget to actually work. So we got that as well. Cool. And in here, I don't want to go and make the setup. I want to return the event. So don't do the setup in this case, but then also don't, hold back the event, so that, there we go. Replay integration is required, but now we don't see the actual widget. We see the error, we don't see the actual widget. Of course, that's going to give a hint to the developer that something's wrong. And if we see that here, that means we're all good and we're ready to go. Cool. Okay, so we got the check done. That's cool. Yeah, and if we if our widget depends on any other integrations, we'll just add it there. There we go. So we add to the screen. Cool. Okay, so let me push this first. Not this one, only the widget. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now I think we're ready to start implementing the UI. And what I think we should do is Sentry user feedback. We should pretty much look add the inputs that we have on the user feedback thing, like the for example, the name, the email, like what happened, right? People can actually send us any messages on top of the recording. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, something like this. It looks like we're having issues, yada yada yada, name, email, and these could be optional as well. But yeah, then what happens? And instead of just submit crash report, we need to make a recording first. So that's when we click the like the start recording button. So we're gonna hit that button first. The widget is going to turn into like a stop button, something like that. So we can, record our screen. Maybe we can also show like a clock ticker that, increments like on every second. And yeah, then when we click on the widget for the second time, and that time the widget is going to be in a recording state. That's why we're going to have the stop button. And when we hit that, that's when we stop the recording, prepare the actual recording, and show this modal again, but we're going to have the recording I don't know, here probably, or something like, yeah, this is the recording is collected. So now you can submit the, it's not going to be a crash report, right? Because the page doesn't necessarily crash in this case. But yeah, you get the gist. So let's achieve this. Okay. So I'm gonna go into my second window here. That's where we have the button and also the dialog in this case. Cool. So there's the dialog content. We have this inside. And I don't even think we need to have this. Yeah. Let's add a title. Like want to report a bug. We can work on the naming. Okay, want to report a bug. This widget allows you, not allows you, this widget records your screen so you can reproduce any issues or bugs you're experiencing with the website and report them to this website developers. All right, cool. And then we're gonna roll out the inputs, the start recording, etc. Or maybe we can just show a start recording. Yeah, let's do that. We can show a start recording if there is no recording, or there's going to be like a yeah, we're gonna show two buttons. Man, I should have used Figma for this. We're gonna show two buttons. On the left side, for example, we can say start recording. So that's when we click on that button, the dialog goes away and the actual widget turns into a stop button. So we can stop recording. But on the right side, we're going to add a button that's going to be grab the last 30 seconds. Something like that. So we don't need to create a new recording. We can just grab the last 30 seconds of the recording and send that to the developers. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. So in that case, I'm going to wrap these into a div, and that div is going to have the idea of replay widgets, I don't know, form fields. Actually, it's not going to, yeah, we'll keep these outside because this is like the explanation. In here, we are going to keep the inputs. Okay, so set the name to name, the type to just a text, placeholder, John Doe. Okay, then we have email, the type is email, the placeholder, Jane blogs. Okay, John at example.com. And maybe not an input, but a text area where let me check the HTML text area. What kind of properties that it has? The ID, the name, rows and calls. Okay, so the name is going to be description. There's not going to be any type because it's a placeholder, of course. And I'm going to delete until the bracket there, rows and calls. Okay, let's do rows and leave 6 rows for the text area. There we go. And inside we can see, describe the issue you're experiencing here. Cool. Okay, let's check that out. That is a terrible, terrible formatting. There we go. Okay, so record. Yeah, you see that? No styles, but it's alright. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, so we're going to style this. We might want to center this, remove any, just make it nicer. And of course, we do want to have a close button. Replay widget dialog close. Okay, so here's the portal. Any of the buttons. So replay widget dialog close, or let's do a portal and then again replay widget dialog close, and we want to do a position of absolute. We want to do top is not, it's not going to be 0, for example. Let's do 12. And we have a typo position. Okay, so when we open that, we can see the close button is here, right? That works. So there's our close button. These things probably should be centered. Yeah, for the form fields. Because if you also look at the image, pretty much everything's center. These are just stretched out, and then we have the footer. Cool. There's a dialog. You know what we're going to do? Check this out. I'm gonna open a header tag here, and I'm gonna move these to the dialog header. As you can see, it doesn't make any visual differences, but it's just semantically correct. So there's the header. We have the form, which is going to be our main form, and then we're going to have a footer right inside of the dialog, and we'll just, I was there. Yeah, we can add these. We can add these there. Submit another close button. I don't think we should add another close button. This is a, we'll see. We'll think about that. But then at the end, we just want to say crash reports powered by Sentry. Maybe not crash reports, but something like that. Yeah. Okay, so here's our footer. We also need the button, and we're going to show this conditionally. When we have something. So we're gonna do send reports. So there's our send reports. The close button as well, and then we have the label. So the close button, I don't know. I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna add it in any case here. And then we need another div for the replay widget for the powered by. So we'll do powered by, and we'll also add not an image tag, but let's grab the SVG for the Sentry logo. We can do Sentry io/welcome. Right click on the Sentry logo, and it'll take us to this page. So here's the Sentry logo, and we can download it as an SVG. The width and height, I think it's too big. I would make this a 200 by 60, or even 120. Oh yeah, let's actually do that. Cool. Let's download the SVG. Oh, it's actually in the, okay. Okay, so here's the SVG. Okay, let's see how that looks. Powered by. Okay, so what's up? Actually gonna pull up Figma for this. It looks like it should be good. But it's not showing up. That's weird. Hmm. It really is gone. You see that? Powered by. Hmm. Okay, so this is going to be a flex again. Item center. Not necessarily the font size and the color. This should be one next to each other. There we go. So we can see that there's a space reserved for the SVG, but the SVG is like nowhere to be seen because it's 0, 0 inside. That's weird. Okay. Well, in that case, SVG optimizer. Let's see if we can optimize it. Okay, so let's get the new one. And here it is in Figma, the second one. And now let's try to copy this. Hopefully, it's gonna work. Or not. Yeah. Okay, so officially, I have no idea what it is. But let's just keep on building the UI. Okay, for example, we need the label for both these inputs and also the text area as well. So let's focus on that. So I'm going to wrap these into divs. So this is going to be a replay widget form control, or you know what? I'm just going to remove the replay widget in this case. Maybe in all of the cases, you know? Yeah, let's do that, because I feel like it's a lot to type. So replay widget dialog, that's our roots. Anything inside. Oh yeah, this is Kitty, the terminal, and this is NeoVim with Tmux. So I'm using Tmux for, you know, the panes and the windows. Fancy pants, yeah. And I like it, you know. As you can see, I'm zoomed into a file, so there's this little zoom in icon. So if I do prefix, you can see the command here. If I do Z, we're zoomed in. Actually, we're in this one, yeah. So that's how I know that there's something more in here. And that's actually our terminal right here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so here's the input. I want to show a label as well. So it would be name. The label would be for these were supposed to have IDs. Label for cheese, input type, and then we have the ID cheese. Cool. So we'll just ID name and then for name. Cool. So when we also click on the label, we activate the actual input. There we go. Then we have another div inside with the class of form control, a label of email for email, and then set the ID as email. So same thing. There we go. We'll figure out the layout, and then we need the text area. But let me see what happened. There is a label. Cool. So again, class, we'll set this to form control. Let's roll with what happened. For description, and then again ID description. Beautiful. Okay, so let's start styling this. So we have the replay widget dialog, and inside there's a form control. Okay, I hope you can see. Yeah, there's a form control inside. We want to set the display to flex. We want to line item center, not really. Flex direction to column. Maybe not margin. We want to add a gap of, I don't know, 8 pixels probably. Let's see how that looks like. There's our name, email, and then what happened. Cool. All the form controls, and then we have the ID of form fields within the dialog. So replay widget dialog form fields. Of course, flex column gap 8 pixels. Now we're gonna make this at least 16. Okay, so here's the name, here's the email, and then also the description, what happened. Although I don't think so. I'm gonna get this out and I'll try to use a placeholder instead. Yeah, right. Describe the issue you're experiencing. Describe. the issue you're experiencing. Is that gonna work? Of course it's not gonna work. Let's self-close that so we don't actually add those things. Damn it. Okay. Fair. Text area, no placeholder for the text area. And we'll just leave it like that. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's actually make it pretty. We also need to style the button and figure out why we don't see our SVG there. All right. What I want to do now is add some padding. So let's say maybe 24 pixels to leave some room. Even more. 48 pixels. Yeah. Okay, that's good. 48 pixels. To figure out the text now. So replay widget dialog. I think it was H2. H2 and the P. Okay. And they're both in the header. So I'll do header H2. So we want our font size to be at least 24 pixels. We already have the text set, and we'll probably do text align center. There we go. Want to report a bug. We also want it bigger, so 48, or that would be way too much. That is way too much. So 32 then. Yeah, 32 seems alright. This widget records your screen. Let's do replay widget, dialog header P. And we want to add like a grayish text instead of this one. I'm just gonna try that. Cool. So the color is going to be that font. Okay. We probably want to limit the width to, I don't know, something like 300, something like 350 pixels, because I think it's going to be way too big. So let's do width 100%. Actually not 100%, but a max width of, let's try 360. Let's see how that would look like. I guess like we need more, right? Because this feels like too narrow right now. All right, 512. That's a good number. 512. Yeah. And also text align center. There we go. I think the contrast could be much better, to be honest. Okay, so now we have 16 pixels between these two buttons. This has a flex of 1, but the alignment is on the right side. It's over here. Okay, I want to make this darker. I don't think this is a good color. Let's use this one then. Should have these as variables. There we go. There is a much better contrast. So now let's work on the inputs. Okay, so what do we want to do in terms of inputs? These are cool. So let's do background. We'll set that to that color. We'll also grab the color of the border. 1 pixel, solid. That. There's also, as far as I can see, there could be like an inset shadow as well. But let's see what we have for now. Okay. Height of 48. Is too much, I think. It's fine for mobile. There we go. But instead of a height, wait, let's do a padding of 12 instead. Yeah. Much better. So, name. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That totally works. And then also the text area. So let's try to fix the text area in there. Text area is having some issues. So I need to bring... Ah, there's the space. 1 extra space. Cool. So I would just do, let's see. Replay widget dialog text area. There we go. So if we did height, we couldn't reuse the same style for the text area. But now we just used padding, which also is much better, right? Cool. So there we have the send report button and the close button. And now the close button doesn't actually do what we want it to do. Oh, because it's outside of the form. There we go. Okay, so check this out. I'm gonna give this form an ID. So replay widget dialog form. Okay. And now for this button to work, the form method is set to dialog, but because it's not in any form, we need to add the form and actually add replay widget dialog form. And now it should work. It's outside of the form, but with the form attribute, we actually link it with the form. There we go. Even though it's outside, whenever we click it, either this one or this one, this one is inside, this one is outside. We can do the same for the send report as well, because we do want to make the type to submit, right? And then the form replay widget dialog form. There we go. Yeah, so that when we... Let's do this. There we go. So there's the dialog. We now also need to grab an instance for the form, right? So widget dot query selector, not a form, but we can do replay widget dialog form. There we go. Now we can scroll down, form dot add, actually on submit, I think it should be add event listener submit. There we go. Right, so we have the event. I'm just gonna do prevent default for now. But then inside we also have the data. There we go. And we can console log form data. Form is possibly null. I'm gonna go here and do dialog query selector and do the same. If no form, yeah, cannot access the form, just return. That means something's broken. If we don't have the form, there's no reason to keep, you know, not using, but like, okay, you get what I mean. Okay, so let's see. Send reports. There's our form data because it's empty. So let's do send report empty. Cool. So maybe it's this. Of course, it shouldn't be form. Damn it. Okay. Event dot current target should actually be the case. Okay. helloworld.com omg send report. It's empty. Hey Kieran, how's it going? Okay, there's a submit button. Action, not really. On submit event, yeah. Okay, we did that. Or maybe it was part of the event. Document forms named item. It technically, I guess it should be form. Query selector, and then the form data. Form data dot entries. Well, maybe it actually. Let's do data. Actually, hold up. Form data is going to be this. Where from? What do you mean? Like where I'm from? Dot entries. Let's do entries. Should we do this? I don't think we need to do this. Yeah, let's just remove that. Get the entries, and now we can do the data, and now we can console log just the data. Entries does not exist on type form data. So probably we need to do that. It has to exist. There we go. X.entries. Okay. Maybe it's a TypeScript. Means which country? I'm from India. Yeah, well, I'm from North Macedonia. All right, let's see. Send reports. There we go. There's our data. Cool. So that's what we want. We got the data. We have the onSubmit event as well. This, I don't know. We don't need to cast. Probably don't need to cast this. Or we do now. It complains. Probably. Element is not assignable to parameter of type HTML form element. Okay. Then remain casted or HTML form element. We can put the cast over there. And now it says entries does not exist in type form data. Entries does not exist on type form data. I think it's a TypeScript issue because it works, right? You need to add DOM iterable. Okay, there we go. There we go. So let's go back to tsconfig lib and yeah, DOM iterable. Save this and go back to the TypeScript. Clean, right? Beautiful. Okay, so now we have a decent, I guess, a decent looking form, which is usable. As you can see, it's accessible as well. So the focus is always inside. Name, email, what happened? The close button over there, that's weird. And then we have these. And then we have these. Okay. I would also, there's a dialog, do border none. So we can remove that heavy border. There we go. Maybe do like a border radius of 8 pixels, but that might be too much. Too much. So let's do 4. So it can be like a subtle, yeah. Okay, that's good. A shadow, we need a shadow. This guy had this smooth, oh yeah. Turns out it's a different guy, okay. Okay, so let's grab this. Paste it here so that we have a little shadow. Yeah. Let's do that instead. There we go. Okay. Buttons. We need style for the buttons. So replay widget dialog button, but I'm gonna do, I don't know, a primary, for example, so that we can distinguish between the primary and secondary. Let's try that. No. Define the styles. Of course. Background is this color. There's also a border. 1 pixel solid. This There's probably a border radius of probably 2 pixels as well. The color is probably set to white. Well, let's open just the image. Yeah. Cool. So I'm going to go and apply the primary class name to the send report button. Interesting. Replay widget dialog button. Ah, okay, there we go. Yeah, it just needs some padding as well. I would do 8 pixels, 12 pixels if this was the correct way. It is the correct way. Yeah, and maybe even just a tad bit font size. Let's set this to, it should be 16 by default. No, it's not 16. Now it's 16. We'll keep it at 16. Cool. Maybe we also do a hover. So let's do this. On a hover, the border color. Cool. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So now we have a little, yeah, cool. Let's define the secondary. There we go. I don't know what this is going to produce. I feel like I don't want to. Yeah, we should not keep this. Let's just add send reports, and here's the other button. So we'll say secondary. Let's see what Copilot gave us. You know what? This is not that bad, actually. Right? Look at it. I think it's fine. Yeah. I'm keeping it. It looks good, right? Now let's also figure out the close button. We should probably use like you know, like an SVG for it. So I'm gonna go to React icons, search for a close. And I'm pro at coding. No, I'm not a pro at coding, but thanks. Trying to learn Python, I can't even understand it. It takes a lot of patience. So be patient. But at the end, it's all gonna be worth it. Alright, so I think CG close looks the best. It's like rounded, etc. So let's just copy element right here. And where we have this button, this one, we're just gonna paste that SVG inside. And now let's see if we have issues with the SVG. Okay. You know what? We might be having SVG issues. Because you see that 0 by 0. Yeah. That is weird. SVG path always 0 by 0. You can set the height of the SVG. All right, so check this out. Replay widget dialog close. That's the ID of the first button. Then there's the another button close, but we actually removed the ID. Cool. we don't need the ID. So let's go over here. Replay widget dialog. And just like we mentioned, anything that's inside of the dialog, it doesn't need to be prefixed by the words. Now the ID is closed. There we go. I can even do button with the ID closed, so we're even more precise. Oh, wait a minute. We actually have... We should have the... Yeah, there we go. Button close. Cool. So I'm gonna set the background to none. So let's see. The SVG had the height, but I'm not sure that's the fix in our case. There we go. Also border none. So now it's here, but we don't see the SVG. I don't know. Let's see. Replay SVG width and height 24 by 24. Yeah, so we set the width and height. There's the view box. Stroke width 0. What is that? Let's see. 1. Nothing changes. Yeah. It's the path inside. I think we have an SVG issue. It does seem like we have an SVG issue. Because whenever we use SVGs, they just don't show up. So here's one use case, and there's the other use case with the Sentry logo. And it's weird. We should be seeing SVGs, right? And we also have this, so maybe that's the case. The rollup plugin HTML. Maybe this plugin has an issue parsing SVGs. Maybe that's the case. HTML minifier. Did you minify SVGs? Preserving SVG stacks. Okay. Both case sensitive and closing dashes are preserved regardless. Okay, so it says that it recognizes them. I mean, we can see that here, right? But why does the path always has like a a 0x0 size. That's weird. Is this a minification issue? Is this the revert? There we go. So the revert is doing that. Okay, let's figure it out then. What is that revert? What's being reverted? Is it the display? Is it the box size? SVG all revert size. Breaks inline SVGs. There we go. Make room for my cat. So yeah, we can do this. If we want to leave SVG's content completely alone, yeah, we could use not SVG. But we also need to register this. I haven't tried this, to be honest. So let's see how that works. There's the SVG namespace, right? Actually, no, it shouldn't be here. Damn it, come on. There we go. Here, you see that? So I'm gonna place the SVG here. And I'm gonna do inside, of course, but everything that's not the SVG, do the revert. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that's cool. So we have the revert on the H2. We have the revert on the header and on the dialog as well. There's a go, all revert. But if we go to, there's a form, there's the button as well, and there's the SVG. We don't have the revert. That's what we're after. Cool. Okay, so the revert thingy breaks. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. So let's see, where are we with the close button? Button close. I want to add hover. Yeah, so a hover, and I probably want to add like a background, like a grayish background. 50%, nah. We'll do 4 pixels. And we probably want to, oh man, darker color and fixed size. So this should be 30 something, 36. There we go. So 36 by 26. So I'm going to do width is 36, and then also height is 36. So when we hover on it, it is a nice square button, but we need a darker color. So I'm just gonna use the other close button, a secondary one. This one. I don't know, that's the primary. There's a secondary. No way. That's not the same color. You know what? I'm gonna delete the hover. I'm gonna leave that style, and then probably, let's see. What happens if we use secondary inside? Nothing. So it works here. Replay widget dialog button with the class secondary. There's the replay. There's a button close, but then also the secondary is here. Yeah. And I think it's also the padding. Yeah. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna copy it. And I'm actually gonna move all of these things down below. There's a secondary hover, so here, I'm just gonna place them here. So check this out. There's a secondary hover, and there's the close hover. And I want to put the border radius over there. And not over here as well. So we are gonna keep all of these styles, but we're going to grab some of these styles. So font size, not really. Color, okay, color. And border radius. And also the background, sorry. Yeah, not the padding and not the font size, because we don't care about those things. So I'm gonna delete these. We should have a decent button. there's like a, let's see. There's a padding on it now. Oh, well, of course, because we keep, where is it? Because we also keep secondary. I'm gonna remove that. That's what we were trying to remove. There we go. Okay, so I think there's some mismatch with the padding again. So maybe we should be explicit about like padding 0? No, not really. .36 by 36. It's 24 by 24 inside. So that means we need about 8 pixels. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set the padding to 0. I'm gonna set the display to flex, align items, center, justify content, center. This should be centered now, and there we go. No issues with the padding. Okay, so here's our close button. It doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Where is it? Form method item. Okay, close. It's inside of the form, so it should close it, right? This doesn't work as well. Why is it no way? Okay, so so we added. Okay. You see that? So when I click close, the on submit gets executed. We don't want that. So there's probably something going on with the event inside. So I want to take a look at the event and see what kind of values we get inside. There's the event. The type is set to submit. Okay, so that's weird, right? We just missed, let's see, HTML dialog close. The form has a method of dialog. Okay. I don't think we have that. Still. Yep. All right, so check this. I'm gonna add a different form inside. Okay? And that form is going to be the dialog. That's the dialog form. This is gonna be weird. Okay. Like one of them is gonna control the visibility of the dialog. The other one is just gonna be there to collect the data and then send it later. So let's do a dialog form. Close it here. That's the dialog form. This is going to be the content form, probably. So our buttons, I'm gonna set the form to be the dialog form, not the content form, right? Dialog form. Let's see if that makes sense now. Okay, so now we're closing that. We're closing that and we are sending the report, but we need to define the form. Okay, there's the dialog form, there's the content form. Let's do the content form for this. There we go. All right, let's see again. Close works, this close works, send report. Okay. Oh, okay. Check this out. You see that? This should be content form so that we can register the send report. And it's still not, damn it. Okay. Query selector, it's an ID. Sorry about that. It's an ID. Okay. So now it should work. It's not working. That's impossible. There's a form. There's a dialog form and there's the content form inside with the ID, of course. So within that form, this is a close button, so it should be the dialog form. This is a send report, so it should be the content form. Technically, this should be working just fine. Cannot access form in DOM. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There's a dialog, right? And the dialog is the replay widget dialog. Okay, let's see. There's the dialog, replay widget dialog. Inside we have one form, but there's another form. Okay, so that might be the case. There's the dialog form. There's a div inside, and inside of that div, wait, it doesn't let us. You see that? It doesn't let us nest. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. All right, so check this out. I'm gonna undo this. I'm gonna keep this as a, well, not as a, hold on, just as a dialog form with the ID. And we'll go here. There's a dialog form. I'm gonna get rid of the content form. Like this. And then remove the form. Actually, yeah, actually remove the form because we have all of our elements within the form. There we go. Everything that's in the dialog is within the form, so we don't need to specify which form we're going to be using. What else is there? And of course this one, the dialog form. Okay, so let's see. This should work now. Send report should send the report. But when we hit close, I'm actually going to do something with JavaScript. Right, so this button is a close. I'm not going to do the form method dialog. Form method dialog. What if we actually added that method dialog? What if it works now? No, it doesn't. Okay, fine. Fine. So there's our button. ID of close. You know what? It's going to be a class. It's going to be a class of close. Secondary close. And again, no form method here. So let's go back. Here we have the form, right? And we can do buttons equals form dot query selector all button, but actually just close. And these are going to be close buttons. So close buttons for each. We want to add event listener. When we click on the set button, we actually want to do dialog close. Right? No, this one is gone. Oh, it's over here. Oh, we messed up the, okay. We messed up the styling now. It has the button of class close. But this is an ID of close. Damn it. Okay. So we need to distinguish between those two. Okay. In that case, check this out. I'm gonna bring back the ID in this case. And then find that button. And also add the ID as well. So there's the close button. Oh man, but it's still, yeah. it still reports this. What if we do this? We get the event prevent default. Actually, not a prevent default. We need to stop propagation. Yeah. Good luck. No, it's not the stop. What if we do prevent default and then event stop propagation? Stop immediate propagation. Invoking this method prevents event from reaching any registered event listeners after the current one finishes. I don't know. Let's try it out. I don't know. There we go. You see that? Okay. What if I remove the immediate? Okay, so prevent default works. So now we're closing the dialog successfully. And now we're sending the report. There we go. We needed just a little bit of JavaScript to do the job. Okay, so I think UI wise, this looks good. And again, we need to hide all of this because this is going to be the reporting screen, right? This will show up when we have something to report. But initially, when we click on the, on the actual widget, we just want to show two buttons instead of this form. So let's actually do that. So we're just gonna show two buttons: start recording or grab the last 30 seconds if they exist. There's the form fields ID, and there's also the footer. Yeah. So in here, I'm gonna add one more div with the ID of recording options. Okay. I'm gonna get one button. It's gonna say start recording. All right, let's keep it as a primary, and then another one, a secondary, grab last 30 seconds. Okay. We want these to be centered. Do we need the SVG right now? I don't think we need the width and height. Hey, this looks even better. With like this tiny, let's see, 24. Let's use 16 pixels instead. Yeah, this is better. Cool. Let's move on. Let's go all the way, I guess, here. And we can do replay widgets, portal, recording options. We can do align self center. These should be at the center. Oh, they're not at the center. Okay, so this, okay. In that case, the display flags and justify content center. Now they're truly at the center, and we'll also add a gap of 16 pixels so they're not glued to each other. There we go. Okay, so this is good. Start recording. You know what? Start recording. I feel like we should add something red. Like either make it a red or I don't know. Yeah, let's just keep it. Let's just keep it like this. Cool. So here's the thing. We need to create a new variable called UI state, which can be idle, for example, or default, or it can be recording, or it can be submitting, right? And it's gonna be idle by default. How's that? When we go here, let's go right here, we can give this an ID, start recording, grab last seconds. Okay. Now let's go over here and check this out. Hold on, I think we need more form fields. We need to obtain the form fields and also the footer as well. These are the close buttons. Start recording is going to be the form, probably. No, not the form. Dialog query selector, start recording. We also need not the stop recording, but the grab last seconds button, dialog query selector, grab last seconds. We also want to grab the form fields. No. And the footer. There we go. Okay, we got all of these things, right? So initially, we want the form fields. So replay widget portal form fields. Initially, we want to set the display to none. Okay. So when we start recording or when we are in the state of submitting, that's when we want to show them. Yeah, right. There's the form fields. Oh, we already have. Okay. There we go. So we'll set this to none. And also the footer as well. Let's create a class called hidden. And which is going to do that. Replay widget portal hidden. We'll set the display to none. So form fields is going to have that class initially. And also the footer, right? Not the footer. Hold on. We could keep the powered by, yeah. We can set the ID to footer submit footer buttons. Okay. The class is going to be hidden. So let's see. This is on the right side, which is good, but these are also, we have specificity issues now. So form fields, you see that? That's the case. I can do important and it's gonna fix that, but we're using important, so yeah, so you see that? There we go. So if we do start recording, it's gonna start record. If we do grab the last 30 seconds, whatever it is, you know, these are going to trigger something. Which are gonna change the, yeah. Where's the footer? Do we have a, yeah. Margin, top. Let's add like a 12 pixels just so we can, yeah. And then hidden, I'm gonna revert the importance again. There we go. Now let's also do the footer. So 12 pixels is not cutting it. Let's go with 24. Okay, let's give it a 24 then. Right, so there we go. Recording options, again, margin top. Maybe 24, I don't know. Wait, this was a flex, right? Or not? It was not a flex. But this only has like a margin top 24. Okay. That's all right, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, you want to report a bug. This widget records your screen so you can reproduce any issue. You can reproduce any issues or bugs you're experiencing with the website. Maybe that should be with this website, you know? This website. And report them to this website's developer. So in that case, to the developers. There we go. Yeah, so I think this looks good. We're still yet to style the red widget thingy, and that's at the top right here. Right now it's just a button, the replay widget button, but we can style it. Yeah. But I think this is fine, right? Let's see how, well, like, let's just mock a thing. So start recording. We should also do the if. There we go. So let's just grab all of them. Cannot access dialog controls in DOM. When we click on the start recording, let's just do this. This dot UI stat is gonna be set to recording. When we do grab last 30 seconds, we're gonna set that to submitting. And whenever we change this state to submitting, we also want to remove the class form fields and footer buttons. Form fields, class, list, remove hidden, and also the footer buttons. There we go. Form fields is a node list. Oh, no, what? Yeah, totally not. Just a query selector. There we go. So we click record. We have this, right? We start recording, nothing happens. But when we grab the last 30 seconds, that means we have the data needed to work and submit. So we see this. Cool. And also, we need to add the hidden class to these two, but not like individually. Recording options is their div. Dialog, query selector, recording options. And I'm just gonna add recording options. There we go. Recording options. Okay. And now, check this out. Recording options, class list, add hidden. There we go. Grab the last 30 seconds. We got the recording, right? There's a recording, and now we have the form, so we can send the report or close it. Okay. We also need to show the actual recording. And it's going to be here in the form fields. So we have the name, we have the email, what happened, and probably around here. Yeah, not the screenshot, of course. Somehow we need to show this. I still don't know how, but somehow we need to show this. So grab the last 30 seconds. There we go. Remove recording. That button is going to have an ID. Remove recording. Let's also grab that again. Remove recording. When we click on that, there we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so just like flip it back. So bring back the state to idle. For the form fields and footer buttons, we want to set the, bring back the hidden class. And for the recording options, we need to remove that. Cool. So there we go. Grab the last 30 seconds. There's a remove recording button. We can make this red. And when we click on that, we're back in the idle state because we just removed the recording, right? Okay. There is the behavior. I think it's good. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, let me push not all of this. I don't want to push this. The layouts main. UI state plus dialog. I don't know. UI added dialog UI plus states. Okay. There we go. Let me do git checkout, git reset, sorry. Packages. Site source layouts main.astro. Oh, sorry, it was git checkout probably. No, okay. But yeah, I think we have a decent yeah, we have a decent form now. I like the style of the buttons, really. I mean, it's not as much of, you know, it's not probably not too much Sentry. We can style this better, but still, I think it's decent looking. So yeah. All right, so I think, yeah, let's end the stream at this point. I think we're at time as well. But yeah, it was productive. It was productive. We built a nice looking dialogue, right? We have the UI to work with now. Cool. All right, so yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, take care. Bye bye.